Hello everyone, welcome to the Microsoft Excel formula class. As we have discussed in our previous video some of the element of the time function, but today I thought why not we explain the time function a little bit more. The time function of Microsoft Excel consists of three basic elements: hours, minutes and seconds. Look at this time: 10, 25, 21 second, 10 hour, 25 minutes, 21 second. In fact, it is 10:25 and 21 in the morning AM. To extract separately the parts of the time, we have to write like this: hours. We get from this time we get the hour part, and the same way we get the minutes part, and here we get the seconds part. With this way we can calculate time, we can multiply time, we can plus time, and we can minus time. So let us see how time plus time equal to more time. Now look at this example. Time is 1 AM, and I'm going to add one more hour into 1 AM, and look at this. In a result I get this 2 AM. Now we are going to elaborate this. We are going to play a little bit more with this situation of time and time of plus and time of minus and in this class. Let's move ahead. In this sheet, this is the 9 to 5 plus or time. It's a kind of time sheet of the factory, and here are the name of the laborers. This is the starting time of the duty. This is the end time of the duty. This is the elapsed time. And here is the standard duty hours. So we have to write the time in the time format in order to get a correct calculation. For example, if I write only 8 here without the time format of the colon, then this will not work. This will not work correctly. But if we write it in this format in which I have written this, then it is giving result. So for example, look at this. ABC1 labor arrived at the factory at 9 AM and he left at 5 PM. He left 8 hours in the factory, and the standard duty is 8 hours, so the overtime is 0. The overtime is 0. Look at the second person who arrived at 9 AM at the factory and he worked till 8 PM. He totally spent 11 hours inside the factory, and here is the standard hour, 8 hours. If we subtract 8 standard hours of the duty time from this 11 left hour, we got 3 hours. The surplus 3 hours is overtime. So on and so forth. We have used this formula in this sheet. For example, look at this. The elapsed time is calculated like this: if C4 lesser than B4, comma 1 plus C4 minus B4. Otherwise, comma C4 minus B4. Now what does this mean? This means that if this C4 is lesser than B4, then 1 should be plus in the situation, then plus C4 minus B4. So whatever is the answer in this situation, if this is less, for example, if C4 is less than B4, then we want to add 1 hour in the C4 in order to get the correct calculation. So this is how we can explain this formula. So in the all these cells are the same formula used, and we got the hours that is spent inside the factory by the workers. We got this time in result of this. So the typical situation which we have got here is that now we got the elapsed hours. Now we have to subtract the standard hours of duty from this. Then we got the overtime. And the overtime formula is, if this D4 is lesser than equal to this E4, then it should be equal to 0. Otherwise, D4 minus E4. Then we got this 3, this 5, this 1, this 3. I hope everyone should understand the situation now. That how we can, can find the elapsed hour, and then by subtracting the standard hour from that, and in result here we use the formula to subtract from the elapsed hour the standard duty hours. Now let's little bit discuss this more, and to rounding up or rounding down time to the nearest 15 or 30 minutes up, or to the nearest 15 or 30 minutes down. We do this with the round up function and round down function. In this sheet, the start time is here, the end time is here, the elapsed time is here, but actually we have nothing to do with this elapsed time, as we have discussed the elapsed time in the previous sheet. We are actually changing this time, this one, to make it a little bit bigger. This time we are going to change, for example this is 10:03 a.m. We want to change this and round this up to the 15 minutes. Look at this. The round up formula, we multiply the 24 hour with this, then we divide this by 0.25, 0, and then we multiply this with 0.25 divided by 24. So the round up function is taking this result, and this 10:03 is taken to 10:15, and this 10:18 is taken to 10:30 to the up nearest 15 minutes, and this 148 is taken to the next 14, which is the 2 p.m. In fact, it is rounded up to the nearest 15 minutes, and this 440 is become 1645 in the result of making this up by nearest 15 minutes. And the same way, look at the formula changing in the next column. In this column here we can see that when we are going to rounding up this to the 15 minutes, then we are using in this formula this 0.25. Again we use 0.25. If we want to round up this time to the nearest up 30 minutes, so you can see that 10:03 is taken to 10:30. Here we use 0.5 with the combination of roundup function. The same way, again 10:18 is taken to the 10:30. 1:48 p.m. is taken to the next up 30, and 4:40 is taken to the next. Here is a little bit 25, 25. This is fine, and this one is not fine. I have to drag this. Yes. Now we can see that this 148 is taken up to the nearest 30 minutes, and this 440 is taken to the up nearest 10, 10, 17. It is 5 p.m. The same way, when we are going to round down to the nearest 30 minutes, the formula remains the same. There isn't anything changes with this 24 upon 0.05 and then multiply by 0.5 divided by 24. Nothing is changing here, but the down work is done by this round down function. And here is the same situation, like round down to nearest 15 minutes. And here is the same round down to nearest 15. This 10, 3 is taken back to 10. This 10, 18 is bring down to 10, 15. And this 148 is brought down to 145, which is representing 1345, represent 145. And this 440 is brought down to the 1630. So this is how we can round up time to the nearest 15 or 30 minutes. I hope you understand this. And the next situation, how to add certain hours to the existing time. Now look at this. We are going to add, for example, this is the time 8:30 a.m. And this 8:30 a.m., look at this formula, we are going to add 1 hour. It is become 9:30 a.m. How do we do this? This is the reference of the time, plus we need to use the time function. 1, which is hour, the 0, again representing minutes, comma 0, representing seconds. We enter this, we got 9 a.m. The same way, how to add certain minutes to the existing time. There isn't much changing, but look at this formula. This is the time 8:30, and we are going to add 30 minutes into this, and time become 9 p.m. and here we need to change this. So it will become 9 p.m. The same way, we can add seconds to this situation. For example, this is 8:30, and we are going to add 45 seconds into this. So we need to bring this to 0, and this is now 9:45 seconds. Okay, like this. This is now making 9, but we are going to change this to 0, 0. Let the time be 8:30. It is 8:30, but we are going to add 45 seconds like this. Now it is 8:30, 45 seconds. The same way is here. And we are going to change the format of the time like this, and we got 9:45 p.m. So this is how we can round up the time, and we can add a certain hours to the time, we can add certain minutes to the existing time, and we can add certain seconds to the existing time. Well, let's move forward and experiment one new situation. Now, what is this situation? This situation is decimal hours. For example, 11:50 is not 11:50, but this is 11:30 because this is decimal time. And look at this 1375. So there isn't in the time format section, the minutes are maximum 60, but here we can see that this is 13.75. This means this time is written in the running hours to 100 and the minutes are going to the 100. So here you can see that we can convert this decimal time hours and minutes into decimal hours and minutes by dividing it 24 hours. So this all function in these all times are changing the same way. But one thing is to be noted that this is working until 24 hours. Okay? It is not working beyond the 24 hour because in the time format, if we write here 30.75, so it says, the system says that it is 6:45 because the 30.75 was divided by 45 and the 24 hour is ignored and the 6:45 is shown. So if we write here 23.80, it is saying 23.48 minutes. So the same, we look at this, the minutes, decimal minute, 398 minutes. How much exact time is make? If we divide the minutes 398 by 1440, we got 6:38 minutes. We got 8:17 minutes. We got 8:31 minutes. The minutes are simply divided by 41440. Then you get the correct answer. The same way, if these are seconds, the running seconds, 312.82 seconds. How many seconds it makes? It is decimal seconds. So the calculation says that if we divide the decimal seconds by 86,400, then we got these seconds. It is complete 5 seconds. And I hope that you guys now understand the situation. In very rare situation, we need to convert or to overcome the decimal seconds or decimal minutes or decimal hours. But this is the way to convert your minutes and seconds and hours from decimal to the normal time format.